been, what, 21 years since Stone Cold has done that. I feel like we should let that rest in peace now, man. Stop with the what chants. Welcome back, y'all. Another Smackdown in the books. Let's get it popping. Let's jump right into it. Damian Priest is making his way to the arena, and Drew McIntyre jumps him. They start fighting like cats and dogs, or anything that doesn't get along. Cats and dogs, they don't mix like oil and water. These guys hate each other. Show didn't even start properly, and these guys are getting into it. Hey, getting ready for that Saturday night's main event, right? The steel cage match. I feel it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Next, Tiffany Stratton properly opens the show. She gets into the ring and she lets us know, gives us a little reminder. She has beaten Nia Jax, cashed in on her to win the championship. She has beaten Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and she essentially gives a little warning to anybody who does win the Money in the Bank briefcase, not to try that with her because she'll be ready. She barely gets that out of her mouth before she's interrupted by Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss heads down to the ring and she formally introduces herself, lets Tiffany Stratton know that she also cashed in on Nia Jax, which I think was pretty cool. After that, we got Charlotte heading down to the ring because, of course, Charlotte interferes. Charlotte says she's done everything in the ring or everything in her career except win Money in the Bank, and so now that's what she plans to do. And shout out to Tiffany Stratton. I don't know if they plan to go down this route or if this was just off the top. It just kind of came pretty natural. But as soon as Charlotte said she's going to win that Money in the Bank, Tiffany said, hey, what did she say? I think the exact quote was, it's giving hypocrite. And then Tiffany reminded Charlotte when Charlotte told Tiffany that cashing in was the coward way to go about winning a championship. And now here she is trying to win the title. Good for you, Tiffany Stratton. You remind her. You let her know what's what. Tiffany then calls Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair vintage. She says basically she's the new. It's time to go out with the old. Those may have been the prototypes talking to, I was gonna say John Cena. If you know, you know. Talking to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They basically call them vintage. Tiffany Stratton is now the new upgrade. So Tiffany Stratton leaves. As Tiffany Stratton is leaving, Julia makes her way to the ring because it will be Zelina Vega, Charlotte Flair, and Julia in a triple threat women's qualifying match for Money in the Bank. The match gets underway and Joe Tessitore asks why Zelina Vega would want to win Money in the Bank even though she's the United States champion. And I was just thinking, well, Joe, maybe it's because she wants to be the women's champion? I don't know, kind of weird on commentary to hear. Then, before the match can properly start, we get Julia facing off with Charlotte Flair, and Zelina Vega is kind of just in the background in between them. And I was like, wait, I've seen this before. What was it? Bianca Belair facing off with Rhea Ripley with Io Sky kind of in the background? It was like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I wasn't mad at it. We get Chelsea. Whoa, not yet. Excuse me. Let's finish this match first. Why don't we? Julia basically pins the United States champion Zelina Vega after hitting the Northern Lights bomb to qualify. So you have Zelina Vega getting pinned in the middle of the ring. Now we get Chelsea Green, my girl. Shout out to Chelsea Green and the Secret Service. Chelsea Green basically catches Zelina Vega backstage and says, hey, isn't it funny that although you're a champion, you still manage to be a loser? This, of course, incites a riot. There's a brawl. You have the Secret Service jumping Zelina Vega, and then you get B-Fab and Michin coming out to even the odds. It's a big brawl backstage. These ladies are going at it. Excuse me. You get Nick Aldis. He makes a tag team match official. It'll be the Secret Service versus Michin and B-Fab later on in the night. After this, we get Chris Sabin versus Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa hits white noise on the side of the apron, which, let me remind you, that is the hardest part of the ring. Sabin hits a crossbody outside of the ring to take out both members of DIY. Ciampa sells a leg injury, and then we get Candice LeRae up on the apron, and then she distracts Chris Sabin. Ciampa wins by dropping his knee pad. He runs, hits a big running knee. Ciampa wins this match. After, we get Damian Priest making his way to the ring. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest brawl again. And like I said earlier, this is Tom and Jerry. This is on site. These guys can't keep their hands off of each other. And they are really, really gearing up for this steel cage match. So that was a quick little interaction there. These guys beat the hell out of each other like they've been doing for weeks. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu backstage. Jacob Fatu basically says he doesn't like this new JC guy. He says he didn't need help at Backlash. He says he doesn't trust him. He says he doesn't like how Solo's going about things. And Solo basically looks at him and says, yo, use this energy for your tag team match later on. So it'll be JC and JC and Jacob versus Penta and AJ Styles. Solo's, yo, take this energy, take it out in the ring, go get you that dub. Now we get a quick interaction backstage with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Basically, Alexa Bliss is talking to Lily, and I think she says something along the lines of, this is why you need friends, because if things go sideways, you have somebody to get your back, like to have your back. And then Charlotte kind of walks up and says, what did you say? Alexa says, oh no, I wasn't talking to you. And that's when she reveals Lily. Then Alexa looks at Charlotte and says, see you at Money in the Bank. Oh wait, sorry, because Charlotte didn't qualify. Awesome work by Alexa Bliss. Good for her. Next we get Secret Hervis versus Michin and B-Fab, which I mentioned earlier. This match was just made earlier. Chelsea Green jumps on the apron for distraction. We got Zelina Vega running down, getting interference, getting Chelsea Green out of there. We got Michin and B-Fab. That is a cool tag team name though, eh? You guys can have that one for free. Mifab. Put it on a t-shirt. We got Michin and B-Fab winning after pinning Alba Fire. So that is that. Next we get the Street Profits backstage, and they're essentially just hyping up their match. Then we get the Bloodline walking past them. They grill them for a bit, look them up and down. And I like this. It makes the WWE backstage feel real, feel alive, because what's the chances you're just standing there having an interview and nobody's walking by, you don't see anybody in the background, which is what they've really been making a point to do lately. So shout out to WWE. You could feel however you want about this company. If it's one thing that they're gonna do well, it's their video packages and their productions. World class. Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo versus Rey Fenix and Jimmy Uso. Did I say Penta earlier? Well, that's a tag team match. Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo versus Rey Fenix and Jimmy Uso. So Fatu starts and JC immediately tags himself in, and I was like, oh man, here we go. We gotta, these guys are gonna learn to stop messing with Jacob Fatu, huh? Mateo gets in the ring, and then you have Fatu immediately tagging himself in. So there's this little bit of tension. I don't know if it's one upsmanship that you can call it, but these guys clearly aren't feeling each other. So after Fatu tags himself in, Rey Fenix hits a sick corkscrew on the outside to JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu. Mateo pins Jimmy after you get some Solo interference. So that's the match. You get Solo and Solo assisting basically Fatu and JC to the win. His boys gets the win. All is well in the Bloodline for the time being. Now, we have R-Truth cutting one of the most serious promos I've ever seen him cut. He says basically Cena, his, I was gonna say hometown hero, his childhood hero, got corrupted with all the power he's been seeking. He compared him to Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He says he doesn't want to fight Cena, but if he has to beat the hustle, loyalty, and respect back into John Cena, that's what he's gonna have to do. That's a pill he's gonna have to swallow. And now, this was a nice, solid promo by R-Truth, but it got ruined. By what, you may ask? The what chance. Guys, it's been, 21 years since Stone Cold has done that. I feel like we should let that rest in peace now, man. Stop with the what chance. You have active superstars trying to progress a story, trying to progress a promo, trying to progress a feud, trying to be taken seriously, and literally after every word, it's what? Now, if you want to do that with Stone Cold Steve Austin every now and then, because that is his thing, okay, cool, have some fun, but the way it's being overused, it's almost it's very distracting. Let me not sugarcoat it. It's pretty distracting. And you know the part that sucks? R-Truth, I believe, is 53 years old. Just like you, just like me, and R-Truth, and obviously everybody's breathing. Nobody ages backwards. We're not gonna be here forever. We're not gonna be, R-Truth isn't gonna be wrestling forever. One day he will retire, and when he does, I don't want to hear, oh, so much wasted potential. He was a comedic act the whole career. They should have taken him seriously a little bit more, because when he does try to cut a serious promo, every other word is what? I'm just saying. I understand people pay their tickets and they have the right to say what they want to say, but come on, man. Time and a place. Time and a place. Not when he's trying to cut a serious promo. After this, we get a triple threat match. Another Money in the Bank qualifying match. You have Aleister Black versus LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. There's a point where Shinsuke Nakamura hit LA Knight with his Kinshasa, and I don't even think the announcers noticed it. They were just like, oh, big blow to the back of the head by Shinsuke. I think they said some crap like, oh, that looks like it hurts. Or I'm paraphrasing, but they basically no-sold the man's finisher. And I'm like, guys, that was his finishing move. But with Shinsuke Nakamura, you can tell they clearly have no clue what the hell's going on with this guy. Basically, LA Knight pins Nakamura, shocker, after Aleister Black hit him with the Black Mass. LA Knight kind of threw Aleister Black out of there, pins Nakamura 1, 2, 3. You have LA Knight advancing to Money in the Bank. Backstage promo, we get Nick Aldis, and he lets Jacob Fatu know that he's in the Money in the Bank qualifying match for next week. He looks at Solo as Nick walks away, and he goes, I love you, Solo. Jacob Fatu walks away. Fatu looks at JC, and he says, he hasn't said it like that in 6 months. Solo Sikoa is actually pretty funny, man. I think people forget that he's legitimately related to the Usos. He's their younger bro. So he's funny, man. Don't sleep on Solo. Next, we got Fraxium versus the Street Profits for the World Tag Team Championships. There's a Spanish Fly for a super close call. I thought that was going to be the end of the match, but you have Montez Ford running in, superhero style, breaking that up. And you have DIY running down to the ring, quickly followed by the Motor City Machine Guns. Tez hits a dive over the ring post. He lands on all of them. He runs up to the top rope. He's about to hit his finish, his frog splash. The lights go out. When the lights come back on, who's in the ring? The Wyatt Six. These guys are causing hell. You could before they start causing hell, they look at Montez Ford, and this part was pretty funny to me. He does a quick little prayer. They cause hell. They're beating him up. You have Nikki Cross beating up Candice LeRae. They basically drop everybody. They get into the ring now. They do their pose, and there's a cake in the ring with a candle. Mind you, Friday was Bray Wyatt's birthday. They blow the candle out. SmackDown goes off air. That was nice. that was a really nice segment. I really enjoyed the finish because you kind of you accomplish multiple things with how this was done. You brought the Wyatt Six back. Hopefully this wasn't just a one-off. Hopefully they really are back. But even if it was just a one-off, just the fact that they were thinking about Bray Wyatt and how can we acknowledge this man on his birthday, really nice touch. Shout out to the WWE for that. Fraxium is still undefeated on SmackDown, which is cool. I like streaks. I still feel to this day that one of the biggest mistakes in WWE history is letting the streak end. I understand that usually all good things come to an end, but not in this context, not in the WWE, where you can determine the outcome. Having Undertaker lose the streak was one of the biggest mistakes this company has done. But I guess that's another topic for another video. Fraxium stays undefeated. You have the Street Profits retaining. I like the Street Profits. And you have a super nice gesture for Bray Wyatt. Again, rest in peace. Happy heavenly birthday. SmackDown goes off air. And that's it. So SmackDown's done. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please share. Everything helps, man. Like I've said multiple times, without you guys, I'm literally just a dude speaking to my phone. So it really does help. I'm gonna stop rambling on now. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out. I'll see you for another video sooner than you think.